Hello and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I will be speaking about why animals deserve compassion from us. So basically I've written down 4 points as to why animals deserve compassion. No particular order. Number 1, intelligence. So most animals which we consider to be factory farm animals, such as pigs, cows, chicken, are capable of are exhibiting pretty good intelligence, ability to solve problems, ability to comprehend their surroundings, ability to seek to avoid unnecessary confrontation, to avoid pain, and to seek pleasure, just like more familiar animals do, such as dogs, for instance. And because of this, we can consider them to be intelligent, and I'm just covering it in a rather quick way, but I think it's already a good excuse why we should grant compassion to animals. Number 2 would be sentience. So if I'm looking up the definition of sentience on Wikipedia, it says that sentience is the capacity to feel, perceive, or experience subjectively. So basically animals are capable of feeling and experiencing subjectively. So they can reason, they can feel, they have their own subjective perception and their own subjective decision making based on their surroundings. So they are sentient, and therefore I think that sentient creatures deserve compassion from us. Number 3, they're similar to us. So strikingly, it's very odd when you think about the way we treat animals, how we do so despite the fact that they're so similar to us. For instance, they can bond, they can have, and they do actually have families, they care for their children, children care for their parents, they look for shelter, just like we look for homes, they look for food, just like we would go and get our food. The mechanics, the psychological mechanics and dynamics are very, very similar to us. They're also similar to us physically. It's quite remarkable if you think about it, how most animals we consider to be suitable for being on our plate, for being served as food, actually are very similar to us also physically. Like they have 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, a mouth. So the similarities do not stop here. Also in terms of seeking pleasure, avoiding pain, so also in a psychological level they are very similar to humans. So that I think is a very good consideration as well as to why we should grant compassion to animals. And number 4 is a matter of necessity. There is no necessity to do so. So, okay, if we'd be in a situation of survival and we'd have to kill an animal or kill a human being, I think most of us would be in agreement that we would be okay to kill the animal before the human being, because despite the fact that they do deserve compassion, like for the 3 outlined reasons, they are still not human. So we can always prefer our own species. I don't see any problem with that. But I do see a problem with saying that only our species deserves the right to life. I don't see it as a right argument, because there's a difference. So if you think you're superior, say in intelligence, to another creature, does not mean that that creature does not have a right to life. So for instance, among human beings, there are people who are suffering of mental issues, or even real severe retardation issues, and no one would say, okay, let's factory farm these people and make burgers out of them, right? So in the same way, there is no necessity to hurt and harm animals, because although they are not on the same level as humans, they still have the same exact right to life. Obviously, the only situation again where I would consider harming animals before human beings is when we are in a clear survival situation. But this is obviously not a situation where we are in day, out. So those are the 4 reasons why I think animals deserve compassion from us. So I'll just repeat the 4 points very quickly. Intelligence, sentience, similarity, and no necessity to kill and eat them. So I hope you've liked this video, and perhaps it gave you some food for thought, pun unintended. And yeah, I hope to see you in the very next video. Thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.